Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Roscoe and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Roscoe's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands without treats. So the first thing that we want to take a moment to introduce is the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Roscoe is going to come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly tomorrow during your follow-up training session. Now, Roscoe is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Roscoe, heel. Now at this point, Roscoe has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when you're on walks. Not dragging you down the street, not lunging out, not being out of control, but walking with his shoulders next to your left leg at all times, and being more focused on what you're doing than what's going on around him. And for a young male like this, that is difficult to do. So we want him to be right there next to your left leg, and every time that you stop your feet, he has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. And he is a clingy guy, if you notice Rich praising him and giving him encouragement during the heeling. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. Rich walks out to the end of his leash and he turns to face him. He stands there and makes him hold it. You can practice this indoors as well as outdoors. You're going to start out at about 30 seconds and slowly over the next month or so work up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he walks counterclockwise back to his shoulders. He stops at Roscoe's shoulders, and then Roscoe expects to get another command. They take off heeling again. So your heeling skills is something that you're going to use all the time. Every time that you walk outside with your dog on a leash, you're going to give him that heel command. If he doesn't heel, you're going to go back inside and you're going to do it again.
Stay.
He's not allowed to drag you anywhere anymore, ever. When you tell him to sit and stay, whether it's in the living room, whether it's outside, he should stay there and wait for permission to get up. This time, instead of returning back to him, Rich is going to use his name and he's going to call him. This is your come on command. It's Roscoe, come. He should come and sit. He's looking at me. And then he goes back to heel and back sitting. He is a cute guy. He really is. And he's trying really hard. I think that the hormones are starting to get to him a little because he is a little needy right now. And he wants to be praised. He wants to do a good job. He's a nice dog.
Stay.
Rich leaves him in another sit-stay. You walk out to the end of your leash and you turn to face him. And then we'll coach you on how to move forward with these commands to intermediate training. Rich calls him in. Roscoe comes in and sits. And then he goes back to heel. And back sitting. Good job. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are the series of down commands. And if you notice, Rich mixes it up. He's not just firm or just, he's going to be firm with him, and then when he deserves it, he's going to praise him. Now this is your down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay.
Oh, down. Stay.
Now, if he's being fresh, you have to be persistent. Don't let him get out of doing these commands. He knows them well, and he needs to complete them the way they were taught. Practice this right in your living room where it's warm. When Rich returns back to him again, he'll walk all the way around him just as he did on the sit-stay. And Roscoe should remain there until Rich gets all the way back to his shoulders. He'll heel him out of that, and we'll show you that again.
Down.
Left open palm, straight down toward the ground, one word command to down and stay. And now we're noticing that he's getting scents off the ground and off of Rich's pants if he's been around a female dog. So he's coming into his own. This time Rich will call him out of that. Back to heel and back sitting. And the very last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. This is the harder of the down commands because you're not right next to him, so it's not as easy to enforce it. So with the dog seated, you're going to leave him in a stay. You're going to turn to face him, and don't go too far away right in the very beginning. You're going to use your right hand to give the command, and you're going to give him the down command.
Down. Stay.
Actually, that was prettier than his down from a heel. And again, you're going to lengthen out your time and your distance on all of these commands. Now, we have demonstrated for you all of Roscoe's formal on-leash obedience commands. He still has some work to do with you and us when he gets home. We've enjoyed having him. He's a good boy, and we will see you soon.